This is a challenge. This is a mystery. We are embarking on a perilous, mystical expedition that defies logic. A true challenge to global science. We are set to debunk yet another myth. An expedition to the ghost's house. To the dwelling that dissolves people, leaving no memory of them behind. Yes, the journey is not close. Some, who disappeared in the house, are still remembered. But the peculiarity is that not everyone remembers. Perhaps a mother remembers, but a father and brother do not. A police officer who stopped for speeding is remembered. A cashier in the store is remembered. But classmates and family members are not remembered. It materializes and vanishes in the deserts of Africa, in the jungles of Brazil, in the steppes of Ukraine. It emerges from nowhere before bloody wars and natural disasters. It can be anywhere. Many have searched. Yet, we will be the ones to find. Because we know where to look. It's easy to stray from the path. We constantly check against the map. In recent years, it has been spotted in the forests of northern Canada. We acquired an ancient book with coordinates. It details supernatural entities, spells, and rituals of sacrifice. It vividly describes all the practices that uneducated hunters and herders indulged in for thousands of years until the invention of the electric chair and the internet. Other expeditions came before us. Perhaps dozens of expeditions. The house might have erased from memory anyone who found it before. Like-minded individuals, world-renowned scientists. Just like us, dedicated, proud, devoted knights of science. The house wiped mentions of them from textbooks, removed them from social media conversations, and tax declarations. However, this is just a myth. Something akin to the sleepy mutterings of a conspiracy theorist grandfather after a bottle of gin. We are scientists, and our goal is to sweep away all the mystical pseudoscientific dust from the old roof of the house. To wash away the layer of occultism, shamanism, and superstitions. This Canadian bears a striking resemblance to a black mage named Goral, described in the book. The local landscapes are harsh. Impenetrable forests, rivers, marshy plains. And there it is, that very house. King Euclid had a brother named Zayist. Zayist wanted to overthrow his elder brother and conspired with the nobility for a coup. The king found out and ordered the plotters to be seized and interrogated. But Zayist got rid of the witnesses to his betrayal. A loyal servant, the black mage Goral, helped him. He lured the conspirators into the house, reciting spells written in blood. And the plotters disappeared. Clothes vanished, memories were erased, bodies dissolved. All within a day. The king couldn't remember the names of the plotters. He decided to interrogate his own brother. But Zayist managed to escape and find his servant Goral. For experiments, it's enough to be simply nearby. Preparing equipment. The territory. As the legend goes, the house devours a person in less than a day. We will spend 2 weeks in it. conduct necessary excavations, study the radiation of the astral field. Occult rituals could have taken place in the magical circle near the house. But there's no real magic in it. We won't vanish. The Canadian ghost house quickly gained a bad reputation. Hunters avoid it. Locals steer clear. They fear the surrounding swamps and the gloomy forest thickets. But for us scientists, such places are just a springboard for new scientific achievements. Triumph is always on our side. The success of a scientist is built on 3 pillars: intellect, experience, and healthy skepticism.
Наша книга, блядь! Пусти ты ее!
Unexpectedly, the locals are extremely unfriendly. Sometimes it's hard to understand the actions of people who have been detached from civilization for centuries. Portner is scared. I, on the other hand, am fully focused on the upcoming experiment.
Правильно снять. Embosser el padro in Cristo.
We recite incantations. We record the amplitude of astral vibrations. The footage will confirm the phenomenal detail and following the recipe of an ancient ritual step by step. This is how science is done. Canada, bears, moose, and wolves. But only after being here do you realize how little you know about this beautiful country. We were distracted, but we need to continue the experiment. Determination has allowed us to send ships into space, invent terrible diseases, and find antidotes for almost all of them. Unexpectedly, during the ritual, sensor readings detect an astral collapse, an uncontrolled amplitude of polar frequencies. This is dangerous. Truly dangerous. Charlatans from non-scientific circles call such anomalies the resurrection of the phantom. My partner checks the calculations and insists on stopping the experiment. As scientists, we've done everything we could. We need to return to declare the work we've done, prepare a detailed report for the scientific community. The Nobel Prize, according to him, is within our grasp. I insist on continuing the research. My partner is contemplating. He may leave. I am forced to continue the work alone. At this very moment, someone from our colleagues is discovering a new universe or creating a simulation of a new reality, appointing themselves as its emperor. Scientific progress does not stand still. We cannot afford to waste time. Again, that strange sound. It's unsettling. It's a sign for us. We are unwelcome guests here. A shoe disappeared. It disintegrated into atoms. Colleague thinks it's the influence of the house. Clothes will vanish, and then us. I'm a skeptic, explaining the disappearance of his shoes with fatigue-induced absent-mindedness. It's a tragedy. A scientist with a worldwide reputation, a unique physicist, an experienced practitioner, succumbing to the pressure of superstitious prejudices. Unacceptable behavior for a specialist of such caliber. I am ashamed of my colleague. Let's return to the legend. The king couldn't remember the conspirators' names. He decided to interrogate his own brother. But Zayast managed to break free and find his servant Goral. The brother doesn't remember the traitors, he said to his servant. I know they are dead. But, you see, he doesn't remember you either. Yet, you are alive. I am the owner of the book, Goral replied. The king will never be able to remember me. Then Zayast killed his mage servant, took the book, inscribed his name, and calmly returned to the city. No one was looking for him. No one recognized him. 3 years passed. Zayast suffered and finally decided to return to his brother in repentance. But King Euclid ordered to execute the impostor. After all, he never had a brother. He returned. Crawled back, tail between his legs. To my disappointment, he came back not to restore his lost reputation. He claims he can't pass through the sand sprinkled by the warlock. He spent the whole night on the shameful attempt to escape. The mixture of ash and lime, what he calls the foundation of the magic circle, is scattered within a radius of a good dozen miles from the house. My former colleague, a man who betrayed science, claims that almost all his lower jaw teeth have disappeared. He believes he is dissolving. And we have only a few hours left. He needs the book. He believes that by inscribing his name in it, he can get out of here. He asks if he should also inscribe my name. and this is difficult to explain. Just now they were on me. My pants. And my legs. Something is wrong with my legs. They bend strangely. Bones seem to have become rubbery. The disappearance of my lucky hat dramatically changes my attitude towards my colleague's proposal. He regains lost authority. The health and life of my partner are now the most important things. I won't forgive myself if I become the cause of his madness or death. With a heavy burden on my soul, we are forced to stop the experiment.
Стой, блядь! Куда? Я не знаю. Может быть, блядь, прочитаем и поймем. Куда? Ну, подожди, ну нахуй это, блядь!
Yes, we are saved. But ahead is no less challenging work. It won't be easy to convince the Scientific Council of the authenticity of the documentation and video footage we provided. Again, there will be those who accuse us of misusing funds allocated for the expedition. They will say the pseudo-experiment was conducted in a city park. Goral and his servant are amateur actors from a provincial troupe, they will claim. And perhaps there will even be witnesses to testify that we all spent the money on gambling. Well, dispelling the doubts of some envious colleagues is also part of our scientific work. In dispute, truth is born. We are the Don Quixotes of science. Through doubts, discourses, endless experiments, we push humanity toward the light.